Dear friends, greetings. Welcome back to yet another episode of Coach Excellence Coaching Conversations. Today, I have got you a fantastic coach and from all the way from Bangkok. And this coach is very popular among my friends, and I got introduced to her through one of my friends, and I'm very happy till date as a learner from her regular postings on LinkedIn, and that's none other than Sirirat Siriwan. She is an MCC from ICF. Let me first greet her before sharing a little about her. Hi, Sirirat. Thanks a lot for joining today.
Thank you for having me today. I'm excited.
Thank you very much. Thanks a lot for joining on request. And I'm sure I have a lot to gain today. And our audience will also have a lot to experience from this conversation. Before we begin, I'll try to share a little about Sirirat and hand it over to her to share a little about herself, and we jump into the conversation. Sirirat is a leadership and executive coach who has worked for many corporate clients in different industries to develop their leaders and internal coaches. He has coached more than 350 people in different countries so far and has accumulated a whopping 2,700 plus coaching hours. So we need to be all ears to hear from her as she shares her insights today. She's an MCC, as I shared, and apart from being a coach, she's also a trainer and authored 3 books on coaching. She can coach in Thai and English and is proficient in delivering both one-to-one and group coaching. So with that, I hand over the stage to Sirirat to share a little about herself, and we jump into the conversation. Over to you, Sirirat.
Thank you so much for your kind introduction.
Thank you.
Actually, this year seemed to be very excited year for me because I developed the coaching programs for the clients around the world. My journey at this point is will become more valuable to the clients because I practice very hard to reach master certified coach level. So I believe that my programs that I create and developed will be valuable, more valuable than it used to be. Yeah. So this year is quite challenging year and excited year for me. Something new happened. Yeah.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for that detail. Also, today's episode is unique because this episode will be covering a very important sub-aspect of coaching, which is leadership coaching. And Sirirat is someone who comes with years of experience in the leadership coaching. So do not miss out on this later half of the section, and we will cover on what leadership coaching is and what experiences Sirirat has to share with us on leadership coaching. With that, let's jump in and continue the conversation. The very first one. Now, after becoming an MCC and several years as a coach, what is coaching to you today?
Coaching to me is the ways of life, the ways of human to live their life. It's not just only the formal coaching conversation that we conduct to coach people. Every moment I live my life, I coach myself. So it's the ways of living life of human beings. Yeah, because as a coach, the self-awareness is critical. So this help everybody who learn coaching and become more proficient in coaching can utilize this as daily basis and also can make other people around them become happy. Yeah, because for example, if I am self-aware about what I think, what I feel, what I do, I will make some change. I will reflect myself. I make some change, and people around me will experience my better version.
Oh, that's a fantastic way to begin. Quickly, if I would share what stood out for me, you mentioned and you repeated about how much good self-awareness can do. If I'm aware about what I think, I feel, I do, and eventually that benefiting all the people around me and adding happiness and joy to the self as well as people around. Thanks a lot for that. With that, let's move to the next one. As per you, as we speak, who benefits from having a coach?
Sorry. I think coaching can create impact for humanity, to be honest, because this year I am working with someone, the group of people, to develop coaching programs for the students. So I think there are quite a lot of space that we can contribute more to make people around the world, especially when they are at young age, to start to be able to coach themselves, to see their own purpose of life and set their goals, understand their passion. So it's not just only the executive level anymore. I think everyone in all levels of the organization, and not just only the corporate organization, is also everybody in the world should benefit from coaching.
I think you summarized everything, and something stood out for me was when you mentioned about coaching programs for students. I think, as they say, catch them young or supporting them young, I think will have lasting and larger benefits through their lifetime, rather than they experiencing it somewhere in the later part of their career. Unfortunately, often it is offered by organization at a higher designation level, which you said, even in an organization everyone at every level can benefit from coaching. And you also mentioned in the very beginning that coaching creates impact. So anyone who is looking for impact and a better version of themselves, I think will always benefit from having a coaching conversation.
Definitely, it will change the world. I think the world will be better, actually, if coaching be a part of human being life. Yeah, because there will be non-judgmental.
We'll have a non-judgmental and a better world. Fantastic. Thanks a lot for that. We look around and whatever we see, there is a myth about it. Coaching is no exception. What is that one myth about coaching that you would like to burst today for our audience?
Yeah, this is, I keep this in my mind and I used to write about this. Many coaches believe that coaching is about helping others, helping the clients to be successful. But for myself, I don't think coaching is about helping others. I think coaching is about providing the safe space for the client to be themselves the most until they are able to unleash their potentials. That means the client already whole. They are whole already. They just need someone to give space, safe space for them so that they will feel comfortable and the brain can work better and unleash their potential. The client have everything and the coach is a student of a client actually. So for myself, I never think I help anybody, to be honest. This is my personal feeling regarding coaching throughout my 10 years of working. Yeah.
Fantastic. I think something that definitely stood out was when you use the word unleash their potential. So the word itself is so powerful. And you also mentioned that the client has everything. The client has everything, and the coach providing that safe space so that they can feel comfortable and work on themselves till a point where they are ready to unleash their true potential, or you can say best potential. So I think that's a fabulous thing to witness for a coach that happens during a coaching conversation. So thanks a lot for breaking that myth around coaching for the benefit of the audience. So with that, let's move on to the next one. Any one coaching memory from your coaching years that you would like to share with the audience while taking care of the confidentiality?
Yeah. A few days ago, I got a feedback from my clients. I work with her, I think it's about 16 sessions already. That means she continued to work with me, this ongoing process. She wants to grow and become better. She told me that it's really worthwhile investment for her. The point is her passion to become better human being is the key. So it's not just only about my proficiency. Definitely, I coach deep. I'm very deep coach. I'm very I am intuitive coach. But without the passion of my client, that client, will not go this far. And it's fantastic transformation. She used to feel like has lower self-esteem and always need validate from other people. Yeah, but now she can validate herself. She has self-validation, self-recognition, and self-appreciation. So now she feels confidence to move to the next step. So we are working on the next step for her part. Yeah, at the moment. Yeah.
So I think a journey from someone feeling low self-esteem and requiring validation to someone saying to you and having several sessions after that it is a worthwhile investment for her tells how deep and intuitive what you just mentioned those conversations were for the coachee. And I think it helped the coachee realize the passion within her to become a better human being. So I just tried to articulate what you shared together in a different way. So I think that's what coaching offers to every coachee, and it's up to the coachee to leverage it, benefit from it, and realize the better version of themselves. And I think over a period of time, they will reach the best version they ever can be. So thanks a lot for sharing that experience. So with that, let's move on to something which is your area of focus, which is leadership coaching. So as we are discussing, so let's focus on that for the benefit of our audience. The first one, what is leadership coaching and how does it impact teams and businesses?
We have to think as the sponsor first. If I am the managing director of the organization, definitely I want to see the results. And I need to believe that the leaders in my organization, they have potential. Then they will hire the coach to coach their leaders in different specific areas of leadership so that they can transform from point A to point B. So the point is the collaboration process between the coach, the clients, and the sponsor, which is the organization. So they need to have the agreement between the internal agreement is also important. And the engagement between the coach and the clients and the coach and the sponsor is also important. Yeah.
And how are you, and would you, if you would like to throw a little more light on what exactly happens during leadership coaching?
You mentioned about the team, the teamwork, this kind of thing, right? This is the outcome. This is the impact the organization want to see. For example, what happened in the leadership coaching is the first step is agreement. Yeah, the client, the coachee, they need to understand what will happen. And they need to agree on the specific issue, and then they go through the process, starting with goal setting, that inspiring goal. Yeah, and then work on creating self-awareness, seeing their strength, unlock their potential, as well as to understand what is the interference, the limited belief, and then they are able to be accountable. Yeah, and the trust throughout the coaching process is critical, because the customer, the client, they can be up and down sometimes. So the leadership, if we talk about the skill, providing the skill like training is the outside in. People give something to them. But for coaching is the inside out. They grow deeper inside themselves. They the breakthrough inside themselves. And when they behave as a leader, when they communicate with the team, when they resolve the conflict, they become more present, mindful, because they become mature inside themselves already. This is the example. Yeah.
Fantastic. I enjoyed this part thoroughly. And the three words when you mentioned that get addressed are those limiting beliefs, accountability, trust. And one thing stood out was how you said in training, it is probably outside in. And while in coaching, it is a deeper inside out journey. And eventually, organizations have better leaders who are in a better shape to take good care of their teams. And the organization objectives are met, results speak by themselves. And they are also happy for being a benefit.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot for that.
Self-satisfaction. Yeah.
So with that, would you like to share any one such experience that you had with any of your clients, a business, around leadership coaching? Anything that as an example you can share that you had with one of your leadership coaching assignments?
I think it's the case that I want to share is about preparing the client to be promoted and to take care of more challenge. This kind of is like they need to become not just only the manager anymore. They need to lead people, and in the larger scale, they need to be able to develop people. So I myself, my experience, I work with them in providing one-on-one and group coaching for them. The coaching is not about just only the coaching, the conversation. It's about the practice in the space, in their reality, that will help create the new habit that become influence their behavior. Because the old habit is definitely is hardwired in the brain. It's like the map that is hardwired already. So in the leadership coaching, we track the progress. Yeah, definitely comparing with the goal. Yeah, and to see them transfer a bit by a bit. And meanwhile, we help them handle the challenging situation, because they have to move from their comfort zone to uncomfort zone. And the uncomfort zone is the learning zone for them. That is tough. And they need to struggle inside themselves very much to create the new habit. Yeah. So it's need quite long. It's more long term. In coaching, it's not like a training that maybe just use a few days or a short period of time. But But that's why coaching need long time. For example, 3 months, 6 months, or even a year. Yeah, depends.
I could actually relate from what you shared. A journey from a manager to a leader definitely, I think, goes through this zone, what you just mentioned, of a travel from a comfort zone to an uncomfortable zone, which is actually also their learning zone. And hopefully, they eventually will become true blue, great leader. They could have been a great manager, but to become a leader is not the same as being a great manager. So I think, I'm sure a coaching intervention or a coaching conversation can help them to explore this space safely, totally, while they move from this comfort zone of a manager to the new, but for now, uncomfortable zone of being a leader. And I agree with you that these conversations cannot be done within a 1 or 2. Usually, I think it takes a period of 3 to 6 months to a year, because the individual needs that much of space and time to explore by self this journey of progression for themselves, one being from a manager to a leader, or from a leader to a better leader. Thanks a lot for that example. I'm sure the audience thoroughly enjoyed this activity, that this sequence that happens in most organizations, and how coaching can play a very supportive role in making this smoother and simpler for the organization as well as the individual who have been identified to be supported with a coaching engagement. So thanks a lot for that, Sirirat. So with that, we come towards the end of the 6 questions. However, there is one more bonus question that you will have to support the audience with, and that is, given an opportunity to share just one advice for all those who want to become a coaches, because today there are many more who are having this interest of becoming a coach. What would be that one advice from you for those who want to become a coach?
Credibility. And the credibility is the outcome.
Okay.
So it starts from your mindset first. You have to have the right mindset to build the credibility. That means you need to have the qualities of being selfless. You definitely, there are a few organizations who provide the standard of coaching. Yeah. So you need to be able to get insights, those competency, because based on what I learned, I am a coach that certified by International Coaching Federation. So this competency is the universal guideline. You need to be, will help you to be selfless, to be more, to work as a coach who is invisible, become invisible partner with your client, and don't be, how can I say, be, I will not say don't be, I will say that to be humble always on the journey of building your name, your credibility, and be careful about your pride, especially when you become successful. Don't feel so much pride. It will kill you in the future. So as a coach, you need to be humble and perceive the success as the credit for the client, but you also satisfy and you should feel sufficient inside yourself, but it will not happen in one day. For me, it took 10 years to become to be in the place that I am now, to become better human being. I murder my pride.
That's so sweet.
Because I it will Yeah, it's quiet things, little thing that can be built and will destroy you in the future. So be humble, learn from your mentor, a good mentor, and try to practice coaching skills very hard. Working hard is important, and be yourself, be authentic. Don't allow the interference, the limited belief block you. I saw, to be honest, I know that it's quite long, Kiran, but
Please go
I
ahead.
observed, yeah, but I learned a lot. Uh, I work with so many people in the industry, and I know that one thing that I want to advise is acknowledge your fear. If you have fear, acknowledge your fear. Your fear to be judged, to be rejected, to be ignored.
Mm.
But after you acknowledge already, you need to master yourself to overcome this, and you can be successful. Yeah, the client can trust someone who can master themselves.
Got it. Fantastic. So I would not get into try to summarize it because there's so much beautiful things that you covered. And the one thing stood out was uh, the aspect of to become a better human being, murdering the pride was stood out for me because that's a strong line. And I also mentioned that it's not a journey of an year or two. It could take up to 10 years or more or a little less. So one need to be ready for that mindset you mentioned, importance of competencies, and also very importantly, you shared the qualities of being selfless and not getting carried away by success. So I think that's a treat for the audience who are considering becoming a coach. So the journey is clear in front of them while they take this decision to become a coach. So thanks a lot for that little lengthier but very beneficial advice for the wannabe coaches. So with that, we come to the end of the conversation. But before we wind up, for all those who are interested in getting in touch with Sirirat, what is the easiest way for them to reach out to you?
Yeah, I think LinkedIn is easier way because I am active. I wrote a lot of posts on LinkedIn.
I must agree because I almost every day see something that Sirirat posts on LinkedIn, and there is a lot of learnings, wisdom, and opportunity to reflect upon what she shares there. So, I'll share go ahead and share the link for the LinkedIn account on the screen as well as in the description section, and as well as the email address of yours. So, with that,
Thank
we come
you.
to the end of the conversation, and now over to the audience. We hope that this conversation supported you in some way and you had some takeaways. And please feel free to share this with as many of your friends who can benefit from watching this conversation. And if you have any questions, please drop in a line in the comment section. I myself or Sirirat will be more than happy to reply to your queries. And if you have liked this conversation, please go ahead, hit the like. That's how we get to know that you have enjoyed this conversation. And please do hit the subscribe button so you do not miss out on any future conversations. With that, we come to the end of this episode. And till we meet again, be happy, keep smiling, and stay safe. So, and also once again, a big thank you to Sirirat for for joining us on the conversation today. Thank you very much, Sirirat.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.